to A Dog's Breakfast, a cooking channel. Today, we are going to do beef bourguignon. As I've said in the past, ooh, sounds fancy. Well, in fact, you're right, it is a little bit fancy. But at its heart, it's a stew. That's what it is. That's why the ingredients are chopped up stew meat that you can get at your local grocer, anywhere. Some bacon, so that we can fry up the chopped up stew meat. Carrots, and you may have difficulty seeing the garlic that's on top. We have some pepper. And where's my salt? Oh, here it is. My last bottle of salt from Margaritaville. We have some pearl onions, sometimes called baby onions. These are small white onions that are really, really juicy and delicious. And the nice news is you can eat them in one pot. For liquid, we're going to use some dry red wine, in this case Malbec, and we're going to use some beef stock. You might say, why don't you just use the beef stock? Well, I find that what we use this for is to scrape up the nice bits off the bottom, loosen them up, scrape them off the pot once we've fried up the beef. Wine works best at that, in my personal opinion, although broth does very well as well. But why would you give up an opportunity to put red wine in your food? We got some mushrooms, we got some potato paste, we got some bay leaves and thyme. The bay leaves will go in, but then they'll come out before it's served. And we've got a little bit of sour cream here, and this is a great idea, a squirt bottle for the sour cream. Now, personally, I don't necessarily like sour cream a lot, at least not by itself. As my wife Carol would say, they should have named it delicious cream and then everybody would have liked it. And I've got some wide noodles that we're going to use and put the beef bourguignon over. Billy and Judy are looking forward to it, and so am I. Now, I've already started the bacon and fried some up in the pan. So it's ready for the beef. Wait a minute, that's the beef. No, this is the beef. Because what we're going to do is we've coated it with flour. We're going to put about half of it in the pan, and we're going to let it cook up. And the reason why we put the flour on it is that we do want to have those nice scrapings. That's not the main reason. We want to be able to thicken the broth near the end, but we don't want to be throwing in flour direct. Because when you do that, what tends to happen is that you get clumps of flour. Okay? And we don't want that. Now we'll put the rest of the meat in. We'll close it up. We'll give it a shake. And there you go. Instantly it's coated. We'll put that in once this batch is done. And again, I'm sorry that you can't see everything that's going on here, but with one camera, it makes it difficult. I'll tell you what, I'll go get my iPhone and put a little bit of it in here. Okay? And I'll take a shot of this. I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to let that go for about 5 minutes of cooking up that meat, getting it dark on all the sides, browning it. And then I'm going to do the second batch. I'll take this meat, I'll put it in a bowl, I'll cover it, keep it warm, and then I'll put in the next batch of bacon, and fry that up, and I'll put the bacon into the cooked bacon bowl. Don't throw it away, we need that for later. Then I'll put in the second batch of meat. I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. If you feel that the bacon grease is not enough to do up the meat, you can always put in some olive oil, and that's what I just did. Welcome back. The meat is all cooked up. It's right here in this bowl. I've added the bacon to it as well because they go in together. And now we're going to do the veggies. So I'm going to put in the onions, which have garlic on top, don't forget. I'm going to put in the onions. I love these pearl onions. They're sometimes hard to find, sometimes a little bit hard to get. So whenever I find them, and they come in frozen packs. I buy about 8 or 10 frozen packs. They are delicious. All right, I'm going to let those go for about 7 minutes, fry up some. They're on medium heat. Looking delicious already. Might actually take a little bit less, maybe 5 minutes. But we want to cook them mostly through, so we can get all the best juices of them for everybody concerned. See you in 5 minutes.
There they are in all of their deliciousness. Garlic, carrots, and pearl onions.
So, it's now time to put the liquid in, calm things down a little bit, scrape up the goodness of there. I'll start with the lime. I've made this for about 6 servings with the material that you see around here. I'm going to put in about 1.5 cups of the beef bouillon or beef broth, and that'll get me kicked off. If after we've been going for a while and I see that it's getting a little bit dry, then I can put in some more then. That's not an issue. All right, let's wait for that to start to boil up. And then we're going to put the meat back in. We're going to put in some mushrooms. We're going to put in a little bit of tomato paste. And we'll put in the herbs, the bay leaves and the thyme. Remember, the bay leaves come out before you serve it. Now you might say, why is it these ingredients? Why isn't it some other ingredients? Well, remember that stews were made for local people. Okay? They got whatever was available when they foraged. They got whatever was available when they went to market. And now they got whatever is available when you go to supermarket. Although, of course, there's a lot more available. Okay? But this was probably invented in France, beef Bourguignon. The name sounds right. And that's what they had at the time, a few hundred years ago when it was invented. So that's the way all stews work. It's whatever the heck is available. All right, let's get this meat in there. And again, this is the beef and the bacon. And it's boiling. Looking very, very good. I'm going to get the mushrooms in. About 4 medium-sized mushrooms, just sliced up 1/4 inch thick. You may say, "Oh, they look fairly big." Yeah, but mushrooms are going to break down. They're going to bust up just all on their own while they're in here. Little bit of tomato paste, well, maybe a bit more than a spoonful. And the herbs. I'll wait until everybody's getting to know each other in the pot before I put in the sour cream. That'll be near the end. Because what we want to do now is we want to boil it for, let's say 10 minutes. And then we'll let it simmer for about 45 minutes. And I can already tell you that I need more beef broth. But you don't want it too thin, okay? Yes, looking very, very good. Again, this will go in near the end, and the noodles are obviously only for when we serve. Right now we're about 5 hours for when it's going to be eaten. It'll be eaten first by Billy and Judy next door, but we're about 5 hours from that. So I'll cook it up, About another 5 minutes of boiling, simmer it for 45 minutes, and then I'll let it cool down and put it in the refrigerator. I want everybody in here to get to know each other. I want all of those flavors to mingle together. As everybody knows, stew is best eaten the next day. That's exactly the same for beef bourguignon. Oh yeah. They're already becoming close friends, I can tell. I'll see you again when they plate up for Billy and Judy.
And that looks delicious.
Well, welcome back. We're just about to plate this wonderful dish, this beef bourguignon. So, I've cooked up the noodles and I'm going to put them in as the base, and then I'll actually put the beef stew, if you will, beef bourguignon on top. As I told you previously, Billy and Judy think that I serve them up too much food, so they ask for just one dish, but it's a little bit larger. Don't worry, I'll show this to you. As I said, the dish is for about 6 people. I'm going to do Billy and Judy about 2.5. That'll work out just fine for everybody. There's what it looks like. You know me and parsley. Like to put a bit of parsley on it. Yeah, looks better. Color is great. You know, smell, color, taste, look. There we have it. Beef bourguignon on egg noodle. Enjoy. And I'll see you next time on A Dog's Breakfast, a cooking channel.